Hey, hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Trey. Maybe we have Ron, maybe we have Bishop. I don't know, but I got it for the most part. I'm here, and this is E2G Sports Network presents First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall in with it. Be present, be in formation. 4856 is getting handed out if you ain't here. Don't walk up to my formation being loud or anything like that. Make your presence known. Got a couple of things to talk about this morning. Just a few. Uh, getting the day started. It's as my man would say, it's the weekend eve. You got got a game tonight. In the NFL, I believe we have. Let me see, just to confirm. I missed something in my research. Uh, Okay, no games, no big games tonight. Not in the top 25. You got 20. A couple of altercations. We had a couple of games, 5 games last night preseason. We'll get to talking about that. I'll give y'all a little time to come on in. Come on in. Let me see something. Oh wow, I ain't heard that in a while. I need that. I need that. 1 second, I'll get to you. Okay. Bring it back up. Bring it up. Bring it back up. Impossible and infactable from the. So of course, like you said yesterday, if we didn't catch it, if you have been under the rock, um, Aaron Judge, I think we discussed yesterday briefly, hit his 62nd home run of the year, giving him what is um, the AL American League record for home runs in a single season. There's much conversation and talk, however, about this home run as um, there's some disdain over the fact of saying that Aaron Judge is the real home run champion um, due to the fact of the thought of an asterisk being by Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, and all those individuals um, who have eclipsed that feat more due to the fact that they said it was during the juicing era or the steroid era. So of course, as people, you tend to have individuals that say that talk about or saying that Aaron Judge done it the right way, being clean, allegedly or supposedly, in his quest in which he's hit the 62 home runs at this point. In state, just as someone has said, of course, at this point there is no asterisk along the side of that accomplishment, and he holds the record. 72 is greater. Correction. Yeah, 72 is greater than 62 or any of those integers or digits between 71 and 62 is a great. Aaron Judge has done a great, has etched his name in the record books, but instead it is what it is. 72 will always be greater than 62, no matter how you slice it, unless you put a minus sign in front of it. Um, so I'll understand what the conversation with the talk is. It's no different from when we have conversations. I mean, laughingly, we laugh and talk about the the whole Los Angeles Lakers. I try not to say it or about the Lakers playing in the bubble, in which a lot of people tend to say that was a that is an asterisk season. In end state is none of these situations should incur an asterisk. It happened. It was sanctioned um, when it happened in or around their league. Um, I don't think there's anything like um, outside of the NCAA doing what they tried to do by in USC for that mark by erasing at the time Reggie Bush's records, removing him from the hall and all that type of stuff, in which he was reinstated at USC. Giving his Heisman Trophy back, put back in the hall. I'm not sure. I didn't go in depth to look and see what it was that they did as far as the NCAA. But yeah, it's like everything is an accomplishment, and most for the most part, for me, whether seen in a certain light or not, if it's an accomplishment, it is an accomplishment, and you can never take that away from a person once the feat has been met. So mentally, for the most part, you can't take that away. A lot of times we talk about how mental uh there's no mental no moral victories on the mental and stuff like that, um and that remains to be seen. So yeah, so shout out of course Aaron Judge, like we said, number 62 yesterday or the day before yesterday. Now you got to do work as the playoffs are amongst us. I think we'll cover that tomorrow. I'll go over covering the playoffs tomorrow. So yes, indeed, of course, we shot that out. So let me see. Which way do I want to go this morning? Do I want to go NFL conversation because it's not too much in that, or do I want to stay in the NBA? Tomorrow I'll go over some college stuff. So I want to say that you know what? Let's rock with the NBA. Let's have a conversation about the NBA. Maybe we could double back. Um, so NBA, of course, we have conversation I still spoke about yesterday. The Italian, the Metropolitan '92, Italian national team they have a new player. I mean, they have a player in Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama is a 7'5" prospect that is expected to potentially go number one in the NBA this upcoming draft. So when you look at this, as we start to unpackage this, that means potentially that Victor can be a asset that can switch or turn a franchise around potentially with his skill and prowess on the hard court on the hard court. So it has been advised by some NBA executives to the Victor Wimbayama camp that maybe they need to shut Victor down. Don't allow him to play any more exposition games, no more games that don't have any real meaning, and allow him to train over the course of the next throughout the season, so that way he doesn't have any injuries and he's free and ready to go for the draft combine, and getting picked up and get ready to play in the summer league potentially for that organization per their direction. So with that being said, um, with that being said, the um, the league has I mean not the league, those executives want to want them to shut it down. Of course, in state is they're not going to shut him down. What his agent says, they have no plans on shutting him down. Wanting him to continue to play, so he can continue to build, keep his endurance, continue to build, get better, playing against competitions. if he does everything right, then end state there's not no true way to avoid those injuries. End state is after them injuries, after he uh, gets to where he's going, he will continue to work with or trainers and or the organization to basically protect himself against that, and that'll be where they're at. So of course, I look forward for that. Uh, Another conversation. LeBron James had a game last night. Oh, you matter of fact, let's do this. Uh-huh. Last night, of course, we had, like I said, 5 teams play yesterday in the NBA's this being the first week of the NBA, actually second week of the NBA preseason. You have 5 teams play this week. Um, First and foremost, the Los Angeles Lakers played against the Phoenix Suns, in which the Phoenix Suns were able to get a 4-point victory over the Lakers. Phoenix Suns led by Devin Booker's 22 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist in 25 minutes of play. Not to be out, just a little bit outdone. Outdoing Landry Shamet's 21 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists in 21 minutes of play himself. Additionally, contributions from Jacques Landale with 14.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Dario Saric with 12 points, 4 rebounds, no assists. And Chris Paul, 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists in that effort. The Lakers, led by LeBron James in 17 minutes, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 21 points from Kendrick Nunn, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 11 points from Dwayne Bacon. Actually, the Lakers had a full slate. One, they emptied the clip. Oh, no, they did not. Everyone didn't play. Anthony Davis didn't play yesterday as he had, I think, shoulder issues, and they just went ahead and did not play him. Um, Let me see who else. 12 points for Russell Westbrook, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. 6 from Austin Reed with 7 rebounds and 9 assists. Hey, what's good with you, Eric? Good morning, brother. Glad to see you in formation. Um, who else? Patrick Beverly, 8 points, two assists, 4 rebounds. Cole Swire, 2 points, 5 rebounds. Max Christie, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds, 2 points, and 2 assists. Like I said, basically the Lakers, um, without Anthony Davis, um, did hold on, let me see something. Let me go back and check something. DeAndre Ayton, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 25 minutes. So of course, it comes down, in my opinion, it comes down to what is the I ain't gonna say what's the reason. We know the reason. I think the reason for it's probably similar. He's out there somewhere, Eric. I don't know. Matter of fact, I had to hit him up today later on and find out. Hey, bro, they looking for you, man. Uh, they calling for you. They calling you. But yeah, so for the Lakers, I mean, for every team, honestly, the preseason is just opportunity to see what other players got. For the most part, you already know the key ones that are going to be in the fold. In state, this I think is more of a situation where we know is more of a situation where you're trying to see the ones that you don't know so much about, see how they play, how they interact, how they gel with the your core and build the best product that you can. Um, only 15 roster spots. Everyone else has to be even one released or sent elsewhere, or stashed some way, form, or fashion. Unlike the NFL, you don't have a practice squad. I guess you do technically if you put them on your G League affiliate team, as just about every team in the NBA has a G League affiliate or developmental team. I think it's only maybe one or two that still does not have one, which they're currently working towards, I'm sure. Or they might complete it. I need to go check and look at that. But yeah, of course, another game. Like I said, 5 games last night. That was 1 of 5. The other game, the Toronto Raptors faced off against the Boston Celtics. This game went to overtime with the Toronto Raptors scoring 15 points in overtime, outlasting the Boston Celtics, winning 125 to 150. Uh, the Raptors, paced by Pascal Siakam, Josh Jackson, and Precious Achiuwa, 13 points apiece. Siakam 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Achua 7 rebounds, and of course Josh Jackson 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Additionally, Kim Burke and Jeff Dowden contribute 10 points apiece. 4 rebounds, 2 assists for Birch. 2 rebounds, 5 for Dalton. 13. I mean, we already said that, as well as Obi Anobi, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Scotty Barnes, rookie sensation from last year, 8 rebounds. Correction, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Trent Gary, 9 points, 4 rebounds, and Van Fleet, 7 rebounds, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. As for the Raptors, the Celtics, led by Jaylen Brown and Sam Hauser. Jaylen Brown, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Hauser, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists for Peyton Pritchard. Jason Tatum, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Horford, 7 points contribution. Derek White, 10 points. Malcolm Brogdon, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 9 assists. In this effort to help out Grant Williams, 8 rebounds, 8 points, 5 rebounds in 20 minutes of play. Like you said, again, just a 6 point loss. Again, this is preseason as everyone continues to do what they do to get their legs underneath them, to get that chemistry with everyone else. Marcus Smart, 3 rebounds, 3 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist as well. They continue, of course, uh, the Raptors, Boston Celtics, especially for the Celtics, as they need to get their chemistry right with themselves, i.e., themselves, as well as their front office, and their their now new head coach in wake of the Emi Duque, um, I guess you could say scandal, if that's what you want to call it. Ron, what's good with you, brother?
Amen, amen. Good morning, good morning.
I was just going over these some of these scores and stuff from last night. Uh Cleveland Cavaliers face off against the 76ers. 76ers edging them out, going 2-0 on the season. Cavaliers, Kevin, led by the 16-point effort from Donovan Mitchell, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Good morning, sis. What's going on, Kaditha? Good, glad to see you. Information, man. I'm glad to see you. Like I said, Donovan Mitchell in his debut, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 12 points, 4 assists from Darius Garland, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists from Raul Neto, 11 points, two um, 2 rebounds from Sharif Cooper, uh, Kevin Love, 9.7 rebounds. Jared Allen, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Karis LeVert, 7 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Isaac Oroku, 7 points, 3 rebounds. Isaiah Mobley, brother to Evan, 4 rebounds, 4.6 rebounds, no points. Basically, of course, we know Evan Mobley is out currently with a high ankle sprain, in which he's due to miss the all of the preseason and possibly the first game in the regular season. But of course, we do expect him back. The 76ers the Fat Phillies led by Tyrese Maxey's 21 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. He had contributions, 12 points apiece. Joel Embiid, 12, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Shake Milton, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. D'Anthony Melton, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Montrezl Harrell, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. They had it going. Your man Tobias Harris, 9 rebounds, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. PJ Tucker, 4 rebounds in 17 minutes of play. Juris Nying, 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Uh, Bible 4 points, 3 rebounds. Uh, Not bad. I see y'all have a little bit of a squad there, Ron.
Did you say we got Montrezl Harrell too?
Yeah,
I don't even know our home dang team. Yeah, we did.
yeah. They picked up Montrell. He was the last addition they got.
Yeah, yeah. Some good backup for Joel and B. Him and PJ Tucker. It's over.
Mm.
Get y'all
So,
championship bets in.
so Ron, I ask you this: we always you have it's one particular player that we know that you just have a certain affinity for, or a lack of that for the fact of the matter. What for Tobias Harris? Does it switch every year, or are you just being consistent and keeping the same energy because you feel like he's just going to let you down again?
Who?
Or do we Tobias Harris?
Who's that?
Oh, duly noted. Duly
That's my
noted.
man. He's a great veteran, a great leader.
Uh huh.
Um,
You just think y'all paid too much money for him?
mm, no, because what else are we gonna have in Philly? He's been a great person to have on the team, a part of the process. I'm
Okay.
not going to give him any court basketball expectations because the minute I tell him I need like a 15, 5, and 5, he'd disappear and start missing every layup. But that's been our guy. He's a good guy to have on the team. Real talk.
Let's point out the fact that once Boban left, then Tobias
Yeah,
seemed to be
that may
that
be what
was
it is.
that connection. Of course, like you said, 112, 113, Philadelphia edging them out. There was some high scoring quarter. Actually, the games there's the quarters were consistent. First quarter 33-28, Cleveland's way. The second quarter 32-31, Philly's way. The third quarter 26-30, Philly's way, and the last quarter 23-22, Philly's way, giving them the edge. Um, Pretty consistent. That's the type of games which you want. I prefer a close game as opposed to a blowout, especially when watching. Let me see. Two of Mavericks, Dallas Mavericks. Um, Battling the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma going 1-1 on this one. Malik's going now undefeated as they get the edge, winning 98-96. The Mavericks led by Jaden Hardy's 21 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 16 points from Christian Wood with 13 rebounds, 1 assist. Dwight Powell 13 points, 5 rebounds, no assists. Um, Good morning, Commissioner. What's going on with you, sir? Glad to have you information with us. Everything's going pretty good, pretty good. 9 points apiece. Spencer Dinwiddie, Josh Green. 7 points from Bullock. Of course, someone that we didn't see. Luca, not in action yet. The Thunder led by Josh Giddey's 13 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 10 points from Jalen Williams, 9 points from Amari. Lindy Waters not contributed not with 5 points. Just a steady form. Only two players in double figures for the Thunder. Aaron Wiggins, 7 points, 4 rebounds. Um, Robinson Earl, 4. Still no shade. Gallus Alexander, SGA, he's currently still out. Of course, we know Chet is out due to his injury sustained during the pro-am, so we won't see him till next year. Um, for OKC, Ron, do you see just a thought that came to me for OKC? Do you see a what's their ceiling you think for this year? You muted.
Oh,
Okay.
I said their ceiling was the play in, and then I said
Oh,
no, not without
mm,
Chet, not without Chet. They might as well make their ceiling to get the number one draft pick. Um,
Ooh. Ooh.
yeah, something in the lottery. I mean, is Shea the long term plan in OKC? That's my question.
as far as that's a good question. So no, I don't think so. I think they're at this point with them building um, a new team. Chet without Chet and the current, they got Giddy last year. Josh Giddy, who surprised most with his acumen and his ability to score, distribute, and even rebound as a big guard. Now potentially in position without certain players to possibly jockey for first position and get the Italy phenom and Victor Wembanyama. But doing that, I always look at stuff like that, like these teams, quote unquote. Let's say the process. Let's say the tank era, which we have, which people continue to talk about. In doing that, does that guarantee your team like the
It
years
used
waiting?
to.
Yeah, for years, the years waiting, this could be detrimental because now Shea gets older, Giddy gets older. 3 years from now, Giddy will be on his way um, to extension in the extension realm. Do does the process work anymore? I mean, I know y'all coined it, y'all put it together. Um, Markel Fultz, Joel Embiid, who else was some pickups then? Y'all brung in Tobias Harris.
You really
Who else?
just need to say Joel Embiid. That's been the only successful
Covington.
part.
Like y'all had during the process, y'all had a
It
lot
was
going on.
fun. Don't forget our guy from overseas, European. I think
Which one
he's
was
like on
that?
the Suns. He's like
Sarek.
6'9". Yeah,
Sarek.
Sart.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, yeah.
loved
Sarek.
him.
hmm So it's like y'all went through a lot in that,
All just to get Embiid.
and he's the only person that's. And then B took 2 years before he even made his debut.
It was such a long process. Man, those were some rough years. Was it worth it?
Was it? Yes. Was it worth? Do you think it was in state?
Yeah, yeah. You know what happened during the process is they fired our owner. I mean, our GM.
Your GM.
Hinky got fired. So that was like right as we got Sark, we had Embiid, we had Ben Simmons. It was just getting juicy. That was before the Markel Fultz year. So he
Mm.
got fired. We bring in Elton Brand, and he's like, "Yes, I'll trade Jason Tatum for Markel Fultz. Of course." And it went down the drain. So I can't really answer that question because if we had
Mm.
the original person, I think it would have been a complete different story. But yeah, the process got messed up along the way, Trey.
Whew. Can you imagine Jason Tatum in Philly with Embiid at this point?
Oh, yeah, I
I
think
guess
about
I
it.
guess I guess it was looked at that they just needed. I mean, y'all needed. And please tell me you probably have very sure more insight. Were y'all in need of a point guard at that point? I know Markel Fultz was perceived as a scorer when he was with on Washington at that point
Right.
before he got into the season. Then he gets to Philadelphia. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, he has a problem with his hand
Nobody thought Markel
or his
Fultz
arm.
would have forgot how to shoot. That's what happened. He forgot how to shoot. His
hmm
trainer, they changed his jump shot and broke the man forever. But in this league now, this modern day NBA, you should never be looking at a guard over a wing.
Mm.
A 3 and D, somebody that you know is going to be great on the wing. Hello, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Giannis, Kawhi, Paul George. This is, and it made sense to me too at the time, Trey. That's the hard part.
Really?
I think it made
Markel
sense.
over Tatum. Well, you know what?
Everybody was excited when the Sixers jumped up to number one.
And yet here we are. But I mean, y'all got Ben Simmons. That was another one. Y'all end up getting Ben Simmons, a 6'10" point guard. It's like the guard position hasn't been the best for y'all. But now y'all have Maxi, Tyrese Maxey. You have James Harden. Uh, Currently, y'all might be pretty shored up at the guard position in the back court. In
Oh
the
yeah,
front
we're
court.
great now.
In the front court. So, Korsbas, who can play forward and center. Guard. Who else y'all got? Uh, in y'all stable. Let me see. What is that roster I was just looking at? Um, Daniel House. Yeah, House. You
Daniel
got
House
Shake.
Summit. We basically the Houston Rockets East.
You are basically. You got Shake Milton, D'Anthony Melton. So those are formidable shooting guards. D'Anthony could play the point. Um, yeah, y'all might be y'all.
We'll
Another
be
person I like
landing
to.
Eric Gordon too. I can put money on that.
You think Aaron Gordon coming?
Oh yeah, Houston. James Harden already let it be known. They got everybody from the Houston Rockets. It's hilarious.
So another person I bring up, and I wonder about Matisse Thybulle. All this conversation about Matisse, right? But I don't know. Like, what is the buzz about Thibault? Like, why is it? Why does he continue to be in everyone's mouth when presumably he doesn't produce anything really?
3 and D.
Mm.
It's a very frugal career to be in if you're gonna make sure your career is to play shoot threes and play defense. He got exposed is what happened in the
Mm.
playoffs. Kind of like Ben Simmons exposed by the Hawks. It's just like he went from the mountaintops to crashing down just like that. But the talent and energy and effort is still there. And by 3 and D, we're talking first team. I think he's been second team all defense the past 2 years, Trey. So
Okay, got it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Of course, the last game, the Indiana Pacers faced off against the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets getting throttled by 25 points, 122 to 97. Again, preseason, we get it. We'll continue to put those quotations on that. But what's good, Apple White? Good morning. Glad to see you, Formation Brother. Um, no one wants to get beat by 25 points in any case, whether it's preseason, exhibition, or anything like that. The Hornets, correction, the Pacers led by Aaron Nesmith, 16 points, 4 rebounds, no assists. Benedict Mathurin, the rookie, 15 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Isaiah Jackson, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. 12 points apiece from Miles Turner and Chris Duarte. Chris Duarte with 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Turner with 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Uh, Buddy Hield, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. TJ McConnell, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Oh, that was another one y'all had. TJ McConnell.
yeah, he was
O'Shea,
clutch.
yeah. Uh, Brissett, 6 points. Numbard, 8 points. Langston Galloway, 3 points. The Hornets, PJ Washington. Oh, correction, no. Terry Rozier's led that squad. 18 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in 30 minutes to play. 11 points from Kelly Oubre Jr. 13 points from PJ Washington, 2 rebounds. 9 rebounds for Oubre, 1 assist. Um, Leangelo in 6 minutes to play, 1 rebound, 1 assist. It don't seem like he's gonna last too long on that. Kai Jones, 5 rebounds. Uh, Lamelo, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists in 27 minutes of play. Mason Plumlee, eight points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Jalen Daniels in 17 minutes of play, 4 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 4 points, 1 assist. You know what, Ron? When I think about it, it's going to be they're going to really miss Bridges. Would you say?
On the Suns?
No, not that Bridges. The other brother
Oh, the one that's in jail.
in jail because of
Is he?
fail.
Is he in jail? I'm sure he
Nah,
got
he's not.
his
Nah,
sentence in.
he's not in jail yet. He hasn't even.
Oh,
He
because
hasn't.
he's
I
a
don't.
millionaire.
He
Yeah, it
hasn't
is
even went
different.
to trial yet.
He's in the 1%. I forgot. It's different for them.
It's different for them. Because had
Yeah.
that been one of us, it would be.
We'd have been under the
We've
jail.
been
No.
locked up. They won't let me
Sitting right
out.
next to R. Kelly.
They won't let me out. Locked up.
Exactly.
So they try to find a motive.
Yeah, they gonna miss him. But when he gets back, he's on another team.
You think so?
I think he has to restart. I don't think they keep him. I don't. We'll, we'll see.
I don't foresee him coming back. It's over for him. I think the only thing that can save him is her dropping charges and the DA not picking them up. And I don't foresee that happening. I don't
Yeah.
foresee that happening. I think that's a complete wrap. Um, excuse me, potentially for his career.
Moral of the story, ladies and loyals, stay away from women. They mess up your life and your career. Uh, no, I can't believe we got back on Miles Bridges. I can't believe he beat his girl up. Fellas, work on your anger issues too. Seek help, get therapy.
Yeah, that's across the board because there be some angry chicks out there too. He
Yeah.
can play overseas. Anthony says.
We didn't get kicked out the guard until they came along, Trey.
Oh goodness.
Not that I'm blaming you if you are watching Miss. I doubt she's Miss Bridges anymore, but yeah, it's just a rough story, rough life.
Of course, tonight, 3 games slated. The Miami Heat will take on the Brooklyn Nets. The Magic, first off against the Spurs, and of course the Timberwolves and Lakers do battle for the late game. Um, so just more games uh, in that. What else? I know I had a couple of other things. Oh, Brian, I guess saying this is next couple of topics. Perfect person to speak about. LeBron James has made it known once again that he personally wants to own a team in Las Vegas. When we hear
Definitely.
NBA in Las Vegas, what does that bring to your mind?
Um, Yearly Vegas trips.
Mm, I can feel that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really all Vegas is missing is a basketball team. They got the football locked down and all the
To
other shenanigans.
complete the trifecta of baseball, of basketball, in the baseball team, and they're cooking with oil.
He's gonna have to retire if he wants it, though.
Yes, that's true. He had, of course, that's one of the things. But so one thing that was stated, of course, by Adam Silver is that that the NBA doesn't. They would love to have a team in the market of Seattle and Las Vegas, but the talks of expansion haven't been spoke about. Of course, if they do that, they have to even one that put the team that put it at 34, which they would have to even realign the whole NBA or get more teams to come in uh, to to come into the league outside of a Seattle and outside Seattle and Las Vegas. Of course, there's always maybe a organization moving, but of course we know if that happens, that hurts another one. So that would have to be. Let's say if Phoenix is bought, could we foresee a movement of Phoenix to the Las Vegas area? Would that be more lucrative? Taking Phoenix out of Arizona and going across going the state over and and moving into Las Vegas in Nevada.
Phoenix will be devastated.
Oh yeah, when you think about any organization is going to be devastated once they lose a major franchise. Think
Yeah,
about Seattle, uh, going to Oklahoma, of course, um, the Memphis Grizzlies. Initially, wasn't the Memphis Grizzlies; they were the Vancouver squad. Who else has made transitions in the last couple of years?
just basketball wise.
Yeah, basketball wise. Yeah, I think that was just it. We had
Yeah,
Seattle.
And Charlotte changing their logo, their
Yeah,
name.
yeah, it coming. Well, actually, Charlotte becoming who they were again because wasn't Charlotte? Well, no,
Originally.
Charlotte was as an expansion team, and they were
Yeah.
initially the Bobcats. And then when New Orleans transitioned to being from being the Hornets to being the Pelicans, um, of course, Charlotte grabbed the seized opportunity to go back to who they used to be and became once again the Hornets. So yeah, so I mean, we'll see. Of course, that. But what really, the real nitty gritty, Ron, what's up with your man, two piece McGee in Golden State? Uh, Draymond Green getting into it with his teammate Jordan Poole in a physical altercation at practice yesterday. Um, the Athletic, of course, reported that there were drawing back and forth, going back and forth, talking. It's always been stated, past and present, that Draymond Green has been the player to challenge players. In this particular instance, it got a little heated, or spicy, as Ron would say, chest to chest interaction, and Draymond swung on him, connecting. Now we have a situation to where Draymond is going to be reviewed by the league as well by the team, and we may be looking at some type of punishment for Draymond. Um, in your mind, from this, Ron, what do you uh, take this as? Is it do we have a situation where Anthony Poole's going to be gone next year, a la him and KD getting into it last year? No one seems to stay around after they get into it with Draymond.
Mm,
That has every team, every person that's been reported getting to where Draymond is no longer
wow.
a Golden State Warrior.
It sounds like you took Draymond's side.
I'm not taking any sides at this point because there's no real, there's nothing really out there that
He
can tell
said
it.
Poole is out of here.
Oh yeah, Poole's gone. Who are you getting? Who's you getting rid of? Like think about it. Like are you getting rid of Draymond? Oh, both of them are on their last year.
I'm
Draymond
getting
is a
rid of
player option.
Draymond.
You're not getting rid
Goodbye.
of Draymond.
Yes, they are.
They're not
they're,
getting rid of Draymond.
they're trading him to Detroit. It's happening. And I can't wait.
Draymond is royalty. Is Golden State royalty. He's not going anywhere. He's staying put.
So him, Clay, and Steph all retire as Warriors.
Yeah, I think Draymond would be actually. No, I would say this though. I think the only person that's guaranteed in that trio, which you just spoke of, to retire as a Warrior is Steph. At the point in which Steph is retiring or done, then Clay becomes expandable, and Draymond, his I think Draymond will decide to leave on some I'm gonna leave y'all before you leave me type stuff. So this is definitely for because Draymond's in his player option. So this is definitely going to be one of those situations where Draymond is going to probably make a determination that does he think he should stay around, or uh, is it time for him to go on to greener pastures and try somewhere else out? In which he'll start dragging his team probably. Uh, I think I would like to see Draymond somewhere else. Now I think about it,
Detroit.
I don't know about Detroit, but I would like to see him somewhere else.
If you could put him on any team right now, where you putting him?
Los Angeles, I'm gonna
Oh
lie to you.
my gosh.
I'm not gonna even lie to you. I'm not gonna even lie to you. He has certain quality. You know what? Draymond is the uh this era's I mean the Adonis Haslam. That's what he is. He's like he will always be that player that's gonna be a voice to be reckoned with. Someone you ain't had in a few times Haslam's the Patrick Beverleys and Draymond Greens. So
Okay.
you
Yeah.
honestly would put him on Detroit? You wouldn't if you had an opportunity to put him anywhere. You're not putting him in Detroit. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the only place I want to see him play. He is Detroit basketball. Um, And I feel like he could lead them, be the veteran to lead them to championship pastures in a year or two once Cade and Ivy and all them boys out there, grew up a little bit. Any other team? I maybe would like to see Draymond with a Luca.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it'll be. I think that wouldn't be. I don't think they would mesh together
Why is that?
because we all know Luca doesn't is Luca's ball.
I'm sending him there for defense, not to get in Luca's way.
Yeah, but he's going at some point he's going to say something to Luca, and that's going to structure call. Luca's going to be like, "Hey," he's going. Draymond's going to say something to Luca, and Luca's going to sit up and just shake his head, but then he's going to turn and look at Jason Kidd, and Luca will be like, "I guess that."
Denver be the defense that Joker's been missing his whole life. They really would have two ball
I think in
controlling
every
big men.
situation in which I think in every situation we could put out there, there's a situation where Draymond is up and telling someone on the team off.
Oh, somebody's
I
getting punched no matter what team he go to.
it's like someone I can't see. I can see him going off on Dame. I can see him going off. Only place I can see him going off is maybe in Memphis. I mean, not Memphis. Is maybe in well, maybe Memphis and possibly Milwaukee, where he's not going off on anybody. Anywhere else, he's going in. Remember how he did Paul Pierce?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't remember how he did Paul Pierce? He's like, "Don't no one love you?" He's like, he's like, "You in a farewell tear like Kobe. You ain't Kobe. No one loves
Yeah,
you." And Paul had to sit there and listen to it. And it's not
sa-
like Draymond wasn't on the bench. He was in the game talking to Paul Pierce, who was on the bench.
savagery.
Yes. So saying that. Whew. So yes, that could be anyone. All those I'm thinking about all the teams. Embiid. That's why they gave Joker those two MVPs. You ain't nobody. Like this dude is just going in on anyone. But saying let's talk about Jordan
Oh,
Poole a little bit. Is Poole's ceiling high enough to even weather this? Like what do you do after your teammate punched you? Is there coming back from that, Ron? Are you coming back for that? Do you continue to play harmoniously with this guy? Remember when Bobby Portis two pieced what's his name? He's not in the NBA anymore. He went back home. Um who did Bobby Portis he broke his eye socket.
dang.
Who was it? Let me see. Look at it. But yeah, are you coming back for that? Or are you able to play with your teammate after he two pieced you?
Not gonna be able to do it unless both people get a punch in.
Like I gotta catch my fade.
Right. That's. I don't know what was going on with Jordan Poole. You gotta respond, Jordan. Dang.
Yeah,
Uh,
some like that's just hard to. It's hard to do that to be a bigger man in that case, especially if he caught you good. You thinking like, yo, if he stole you, or saying if it was a lot of talking, like what did Jordan Poole say to make him steal him?
Nicola Mirotic. That's who Bobby's whose
Yeah,
face he beat in.
Miricic. It was. That's who it was. No, Nikola Miricic. Yeah, so he think about it. He hospitalized that man, shook him up, and then basically he ended up going. He ended up going to New Orleans. He played in New Orleans a couple of leagues. Then he ended up deciding I'm going back home. Like that type of stuff. You have that. So it's like, how do you go? How do you come back from that? Like I don't know. Um, I don't know if I could do it. I've done some things like turned the other cheek and looked the other way to be a better teammate or be a better team player. But it'd be some stuff sometimes you gotta think like y'all reporting this, and I'm very sure the media don't make it no better talking about it, giving their insight, speaking on it. Probably some people came to his aid and was like, "Oh, it wasn't Draymond. It's just being Draymond or something like that." Like, no, he stole me. He punched me. He assaulted me, in state. I was assaulted. Uh, last bit as we talk about the NBA. Sharif O'Neal, son of Shaquille O'Neal, had a brief moment, as we know, as we talked about before. He was signed to the Los Angeles Lakers G League team, correction, summer league team, in the off season, in which he played during those 4 games, 6 games, 6 game period. But after the summer league team ended its play, the Los Angeles Lakers did not offer Sharif O'Neal a deal or offer him to bring him back or offer him to bring him into camp. They didn't even offer to bring him to their Las Vegas. I mean the Los Angeles affiliate team. So currently he is playing on the G League Ignite as he'll make his debut on Thursday tonight as the G Unite takes on the Metropolitan 92 again. So we'll see another opportunity. You get to see Shaquille O'Neal's son, Sharif O'Neal, Scoot Henderson, Victor Wimbayama again face off uh, tonight. But Sharif O'Neal basically stated that that decision that he did to leave LSU, still have I think 1 or 2 years of eligibility to leave LSU and go on to the NBA, WNBA draft. I'm correction, the NBA draft, in which he was not drafted, became a undrafted free agent, signed with the Lakers team. Um, Sharif says that decision he feels has made the team, his bond with his father, stronger than ever before. Additionally, also potentially the family as well, making their bond stronger as he now he goes through the processes of working to become a better player. Honestly, his connections with certain people is what got him into in the G League Ignite. Of course, Sharif named after the commissioner for the correction for the G League, Sharif Abdul Rahim. He's very close with Shaquille O'Neal. Josh Hart, the coach for G League Ignite. Additionally, also a good friend with Shaquille O'Neal, is who allowed him. Um, Another connection made in which those connections got Sharif onto the G League Ignite team, and that's currently where he sits in his as he continues to try to make himself better. But is that a good thing? I ask y'all or anyone, saying Ron or anyone out there, is that a good team to have those type of connections to be put in place to where you don't necessarily work completely at it. It's not completely done by your hard work and efforts. Um, let's think about people like Leangelo Ball, um, Zaire Wade, those players who fathers probably for the most part put them in position to where they are. Maybe not Leangelo, honestly. Um, I think that would be more so if Lamelo could have had more input than Leangelo going to the Hornets than his father did. But we did, saying it was questioning me the other day about LeVar Ball and how and how potentially he's made good on saying that all his children would be in the NBA. Was that far fetched? I didn't think it was far fetched at any point. For the most part, is due to the fact of your son. You have two sons that are coveted NBA players. Leangelo has enough of a skill set to be able to get into the league. Of course, if he works at it, he should be better. You already know, supposedly, he's one of the better shooters of the brothers, and that could be saying something. So it's just the other things in which he has to work at. So maybe he does. He's a late bloomer. He does get in opportunity and becomes better, but for the most part, I don't know what it's going to be for like Sharif, Ron. I was just talking about Sharif O'Neal being uh, now playing for Team Ignite. His father, him saying that him and his father's bond is better after he made his decision to leave the college and go pro. He didn't catch on with LA, but he is now in G League Ignite due to his father's connections. And then that led me to talk about other team fathers who have been in the NBA who have a certain uh, platform that have possibly got their children opportunities as well. And I was asking, is that a good look at in-state?
Oh man, going from the Lakers to G League Ignite when you could have been balling in college.
So yeah, so we'll go ahead and basically, I mean, continue. You know, what I'm saying, hopefully Sharif does catch on. Someone does put him on, give him opportunity. Like I said, he could just be a late bloomer, just like a lot of kids um, before him that came before him, where they just maybe just late boomers. The opportunity is presented to them. They got to work at the opportunity. They get in when they finally get in. They take care, handle business, and they're able to go from there. Let's see. Moving into the NFL. So we all know that the tonight, Thursday night football, Denver Broncos facing off against the so do you think is that you know what, good thing you caught me, Cornelius. Or in any case, like let's speak about this across all spectrums of sports. I think it's not that the kids, I mean, to a degree, I think it's not that the kids aren't that good. I think a lot of it comes down to they're expected to be what their parents were, and that shadow is not elusive. And then it comes down to a point to where you got to work at it. Of course, like I think we had this conversation a little bit before. You got players that aren't as good as their parents. Like you said, it's not in the genes. There's some of them have to work at it, and where so Sharif O'Neal, um, there's plenty of them. Sharif O'Neal, Clay Thompson, uh, Steph Curry, the Jordan children, uh, Dominique Wilkins. Him and his brother both had children, and which played. Well, correction, Dominique is the uncle. But it's Grant Horace Grant, like all these Scottie Pippen. Um, it's so many different players that's out there, players that's out there, which their children have not amounted to anything. Uh, Zaire Wade, uh, we still have to see what LeBron's children are going to do. Um, I think, but I really think it just comes down to we expect greatness from them because of where they came from, and no one's going to live that. Barry Sanders Jr., like Randy Moss's son. Ron, what do you have to say about that? What is up with the kids not being as good as their parents?
Yeah, different eras, different drives, and it's hard to want to get up and get it every day when you get to wake up to mansions and chefs and great care. You don't have that hunger and that drive to go and conquer the world. Um, rephrase great players. You really gotta love the game. Like that's what was different about Steph and Clay. Like they Steph then go ahead.
I was about to say, well, Clay's dad was a first round draft pick.
Right.
Like his dad, I mean, he may not exhume that in the league, but he was a problem out of college, so he was up there. But go ahead, what you saying,
And
Ron?
it's funny because the best players that actually have, fathers that was in the NBA is usually the lower tier fathers that produce, the continued basketball gene compared to the greats that we just been talking about. Like
Hmm.
there's so many people, stories that we can give shout outs to that had father and son duos in the NBA.
Hmm. And then I even while I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about even going into like hip hop, like Peter Guns and different sets of 50 and Easy E and all of them, like they're all of everyone's just about somebody has a child that has gone in to a different part or tried to enter into their genre of business and hasn't been successful. And so, like you said, like Cornelius was just saying, rephrasing it, the great players. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Is Clay greater than his dad? Maybe. They have a
Yes.
they they have a brother. I mean, Clay has a brother that plays baseball. But of course, he hasn't reached the equivalence of, I would even say, his dad nor Clay in that area. But I mean, he's good enough to be on a major league team. Um, but yeah, you
I'm
say Clay
looking.
is better than his father.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list. We got Gary Trent Sr., Gary Trent Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
Melvin and Devin Booker, the
Mm-hmm.
Nances, Joe and Kobe Bryant, Mitchell and Andrew Wiggins, the first father-son duo to win the NBA title, both to have a chip, and of
Mm-hmm.
course the Rivers, Doc and Austin.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
So let's go with Doc and Austin. Austin at this point is a journeyman. Uh,
Gary
um,
Payton did it. He put the genes in his son.
you think so?
Because he's probably on the echelon that we're talking about of some of these greats. I mean, he's no, yeah, he may be a tier below like a Shaq son, the Shaqs and the Hardaways. I put him with the Hardaway. Yeah, yeah.
Same
Gary
tier.
Payton is right below, Shaq, LeBron, and Jordan. That tier of NBA kids. You sound like you don't like Lil Payton.
So he's. I think he's one of those that's worked at it. You know, what I'm saying he's definitely one of
Right.
those examples of someone that had to continue to work at it and to get to it. Because even though like he's been bounced a couple of times, he got into the league, he left. You got to think last year he wasn't even supposed to be on that squad. It just so happened that someone got injured. They got called up. He was able to be formatable, do work. They decided they wanted to keep him. He got injured, and then he came back and played his way back into a championship and a bag and went somewhere else. What's the other saying? So I mean, I guess when you look at it from that aspect, he's one of those to where he just worked at it. Um, in the league. So, like we all knew about him in Oklahoma State, um, or Oregon State, wherever he went. Oregon State, I think it was. And when he got into the league, was that same thing for Seth? Seth Curry has to continue to work at it. Now he's just starting to become to get his a little due. So uh, in state, they just got to work at it. I think that's what it comes down to. Cornelius is yes, the name is in tow, but the skill isn't. And if they don't do what they got to do to get to that point, they fall by the wayside like any other player. And they're just looked at as you was Shaquille O'Neal's son. You Shaquille O'Neal's son. Uh, so moving in, but good top, good point, Cornelius. Moving into the like I said, the conversation with what the hell is this? Moving into the conversation, like we said in NFL talk, a couple of retirements. One we got reported. The other one we didn't even know about. Tampa Bay wide receiver Cole Beasley has decided to retire after 11 seasons in the NFL. Of course, you know Cole Beasley has played with the Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills, as well as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as he got signed a couple of weeks ago, in which he played 2 games, and now he's decided that he wants to hang him up, stating that he wants to go and become a full-time father and a full-time husband. Um, of course, his career ends with 550 four receptions, 5,726 yards. Um, he, I so it, it's interesting, right? Like he decides, maybe he decided, like, you know what, it's not worth being away from my family, and this is what I'm doing. I'm not being utilized. Of course, his best 2 year in the 11 years, his best years were with the Buffalo Bills, in which he earned his record numbers of, I think it was 84 receptions and 500 and some yards, 500 yards, over 500 yards. Um, I thought he would have been a good utility player. I guess instead he could say I played with Tony Romo. I played with um, Dak Prescott. I played with Josh Allen, and I played with Tom Brady. Um, the Brady effect. so, like I said, Cole Beasley retired, gone. Additionally, like I said, who I did not know basically retired. He said it was a quiet retirement. Former Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Blake Bortles basically retired, stating that Bortles selected the third overall in 2014 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is the second all time in yards with the Jacksonville Jaguars, 17,646 yards passing, 103 touchdowns. Unfortunately, Bortles was inconsistent in his play. He was up 1 year, down the next. His worst year was in 2016. He did take the Jacksonville Jaguars to a NFL AFC conference championship game in which they played the New England Patriots, losing to them in that game, which they went on to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles the next that Super Bowl. But Bortles did get them there. Of course, additionally, he has also played for the Los Angeles Rams, the Denver Broncos, the Green Bay Packers, and the New Orleans Saints. Uh, I, I guess he calls it a career. Can't say it no more. He's calling it a career. They didn't even know Bortles was still in the league. He's not. That's just it. He hasn't been. That's why he hasn't been in the league, because he said he retired. I guess he was pressed to bring up about will he be ready to go if anyone was to call him and be like, hey, you ready to go? And he said, I'm retired. Good morning, Zach. What's going on? So 2014 draft, those 8 years, 8 year career is all it is. Of course, he'll never be. I don't foresee him being not from a player standpoint being a Hall of Famer. Is Hall of Fame the pinnacle, Ron, or is just
Hey,
winning a championship?
say that again.
I say, is Hall of Fame? Would you consider a Hall of Fame the pinnacle of a player's career, or just being a part of a championship team? If you
Wow,
can get
the
both, of
only
course.
that's a great question. I would say it's championship if you have a crucial role in making that championship happen. Um, yeah,
What
yeah,
what
yeah.
would be your pinnacle? Do you think? Are you championship, or are you for more so looking at I want to be considered a Hall of Famer? Every time you say my name, you attach Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Famer, NBA Hall of Famer, or do you want to hear
It's
NBA champion?
it's so hard to think about because they usually coincide with each other.
In some cases, yes.
Would you
In some
rather be
cases,
called
because Charles Barkley
three
can't get
times?
that.
Right, or can't be
That's a
called a
good point.
champion
3-time NBA champion.
or Hall of Fame inductee?
Mm. Terrell
There's
Owens
so
can't. Terrell Owens can't be called a champion, but he's a Hall of Famer.
right, and there's so
Randy
many Hall of
Moss.
Fames. There's a lot of Hall of Fames, but there's only one championship a year. I think I want to win with my boys. Trey. I don't know. You know,
Mm,
it's really. Are you a team person? Or are you a solo dolo person? Because the Hall of Fame is all about you.
Philadelphia.
But I'm trying to have the memories forever of us. You know, popping champagne and going
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna take champion for 500, please.
I don't know, man.
Especially if we
So,
could do it 3 times.
so I think for me, it's not. I'm not.
He said it's a free for all. You're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer.
You're all Hall of Famers. So
Yeah, it's
it's
not
so,
special no more.
but, but I don't know, man. So look at it like this: I think championships aren't special anymore because I could be the 53rd man on the bench, not getting any burn. 15th man bench on the bench, no burn, and I can earn a ring.
That's what I said. Crucial role. You want to feel like
Yeah, so it's
you
like yeah.
without you being there, y'all don't win.
So yeah, in your mind, that's what you tell yourself. But you know what I'm saying. But so I think for me, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of the conversation, I think it would actually be he said, was Randy Moss a team player or was it about him? Um, Randy Moss was later in his definitely in his career he was a team player. Uh,
For
or
1 year.
I was about to say yeah, with the San Francisco 49ers because actually he was open in the back of the end zone when we lost the Super Bowl. But when you look at it, like if Randy Moss was one of those players that he was able to do both. The 50, well, even though they lost the year that he got all those accolades to 50 touchdowns with Tom Brady, they lost in the Super Bowl to the New York Giants. So, but like I was saying, man, I just think for me it would have to be the Hall of Fame would be more of a the pinnacle because you don't. I think the championship has lost its too. We talk about it when you look at like okay, Brady 7 championships, seven Super Bowl rings. He's done it 7 times. He's a 7 time Super Bowl champion, in which is soon he's going to be a 7 time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady. Like we were hear that in 2028 or 27-28. We're going to hearing that. Um, before the end of this decade, we're going to hear Tom Brady as a Hall of Famer, first ballot, hands down. We know, we understand it, we get it. But I don't think Hall of Fame is just given to anyone. Although, you know what I'm saying, although CC states it, it's not given to anyone. Think about how many people we just in the last 3 years that we probably thought were first ballot Hall of Famers or who we thought were Hall of Famers that aren't in the Hall of Fame. So it's just not given to anybody, I don't think. Although I think anyone gets a championship. All you gotta do is be on this roster on the right team. What Apple I say? Yeah, those are definitely Hall of Famers. I agree with that. And those are people we can't say has none of those peoples in which you just named. Applewhite has a championship ring, but they're Hall of Famers. The individual efforts they had to put forth.
We have to redo all the Hall of Fames.
Tony Romo is not going to the Hall of Fame. If he goes to the Hall of Fame, he's going to be as a contributor from his
He
analyst.
will go to the Hall of Fame, and that's the problem.
As an analyst, I think as an analyst he'll get in the Hall. He's not getting in as a player.
Let's go look at Tony Romo's numbers.
Oh come on, stop playing. Tony Romo's numbers is not like that. He ain't built like that. Or maybe I was missing during the whole Tony Romo because
He
I didn't
was the
even
Cowboys quarterback.
Tony Romo 2004 to 2016, 12 years in the league. Tony Romo's numbers: career 156 games, 65% QB percentage completion percentage, 34,183 yards, 117 interceptions, 248 touchdowns. Uh, yeah, are those Hall of Fame numbers? Lifetime QB rating 97.1, 24 comebacks, 29 game winning drives, 9 4-time Pro Bowler. Yeah, I don't think that speaks to Hall of Fame numbers. There's no there, like there's too many others I believe that like we talked about before, presumably is Matthew Stafford a potential Hall of Famers?
You said Matthew Stafford?
Yeah,
Yes, he's gonna go get in as well.
exactly. So the only unless Tony Romo gets in before Matthew Stafford, because Matt has to, he's still currently playing, and he has to still sit out 5 years to where we're talking about maybe 7 or 18 years before even Matthew Stafford is even considered. So yes, Tony Romo has 10 years, but are those uh career numbers enough to get in the Hall of Fame?
Let's do this. Can you
Yeah.
give me 5 quarterbacks from the time period of '04 to 2015 that's ahead of Tony Romo? Not Phillip Rivers, Eli and Ben, of course. We know Peyton and Manning. I mean, not Peyton, Peyton and Brady. Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes.
hmm
That's it.
So you said Phillip Rivers, Matty Ice is that a fair one?
I, he does not
Drew
get
Br-
ranked ahead of. Yeah, Drew
Drew
Brees is ahead of
Brees,
Romo, of course.
Drew Brees.
He's out with Manning
Uh,
and Brady.
let me see. Alex Smith is not a Hall of Famer. He won't see it. Um,
So we got
who
six
else? Let me see.
quarterbacks.
So we
Cam
definitely know, like I said, Drew Brees.
Newton, no. Cam Newton will be a Hall of Fame. He won an MVP. I think if you get an MVP, you're in the Hall of Fame. So yeah,
So
Cam is in.
Matty Ice.
Natty got an MVP.
hmm
I don't. I think he. I don't think he would get ahead of Romo. Though. They both get in.
I really don't think Romo gets in.
You
Cornelius,
really
does Romo
don't?
get in? No, I don't think. I don't think it's not enough there. I don't think it's
Not
enough
even
there.
on the second or third ballot.
I don't think it because I just continue to look at it. What I always look at is like when certain people don't get in that we believe will get in, then the next year there's more people that's coming in that's possibly pushing back. And Applewhite talk about why they hate on Romo. It's no hate. Like I just don't think 35,000 is 35,000 yards enough to say 35,000 yards. What I say 500 200 yards 200 touchdowns. Let me see what I say 248 touchdowns 34,000 yards, 65% complete radius. I mean, completion, 156 in 156 games. Is that enough? I don't think that's enough to get into the Hall of Fame. And then you bring up a good point. What about Romo will get in just but shouldn't be? I don't think he gets in unless he gets in. He doesn't get in as a player. He might get in as an analyst a couple of years later. But like you said, bring it up like we said, Drew Brees gets in before him without a doubt. Um, because he's retired. Um, Philip Rivers, I don't know. What was Philip Rivers' number? Matter of fact, let me see. Cam Newton. I don't even honestly. I don't even think Cam gets in. Oh, someone
Disappointing,
else.
Trey.
Is that? I don't think Cam. Is Donovan McNabb? But Donovan McNabb is a Hall of Famer, right? Let me see. Romo. If Richard Seymour is in there, you can make it. Oh wow. Richard, you don't think Richard Seymour deserved to get in this year, Snook? But back to back to what I was just saying. Okay, so Philip Rivers, 63,440 yards passing, 421 touchdowns, 209 interceptions, 64% complete, 70. I guess he's 65% completion ratio. He those numbers are better than Romo's. 8-time Pro Bowler, 2013 Comeback Player of the Year. Why not a player of the Hall of Fame? Bias anyway. Why did it take forever for To to get in? Did it take forever for To to get in? He waited
We
5 years.
know. We know why it took forever for To to get in. Cause it's all. We ain't gonna do that on this Thursday morning, but T.O. also did it to himself.
But he was undeniable. That To was undeniable. Like he was undeniable. There was no way to keep him out. Romo is not undeniable. Not when I can just go put up for Rivers and his numbers speak differently. And then what did he do? Like what did Romo do?
My favorite stat that I'm looking at of his is Romo has a career passer rating of 97.1,
97.1, yeah.
which is the fourth best in NFL history behind only three people.
But besides that, what did like I don't think the Hall is biased. What did Romo do? Even with in Rivers,
80 wins. It's more of what he didn't do. The playoffs and the Super Bowls is
exactly.
really everybody gonna look at it.
Never made it out the first round.
He always fell off in the playoffs. He never was the same one person that he was during the regular season. But then you go back to the games and what actually happened. And yes, at Richard Applewhite, it was a catch. It was a catch. If Dez Bryant catches that ball, the Cowboys get that Super Bowl. And why they didn't make that a catch, you're going to have to talk to the football gods and ask why Jerry Jones kicked whatchamacallit out of the Ring of Honor. I think it's a lot of muck on the Cowboys past 2 decades. Super
Cam
Bowls
Newton
are hard to come by. Cam Newton's what?
Cam Newton's numbers. 60% completion, 32,382 yards, 194 touchdowns, 123 interceptions, uh, one three-time Pro Bowler, one-time All-Pro, 2015 champion, MVP. Correction, MVP. He's been to a Super Bowl.
NFC champion.
82 career, 85.2 quarterback rating. Maybe Cam in those numbers similar to Romo. Maybe Cam
And
is a Hall of Famer.
they
If we
both
talk about
are.
Romo's a Hall of Famer, then I just don't. Whew, Jesus.
So I think you're not asking should they be Hall of Famers versus
Are
are
they?
they? Are you
Yeah.
asking are they or should
Are
they?
they? Well, I think it's the
Absolutely.
same.
The system
No.
is messed up. Yes, it is. We need to
Okay, I can
redo
give you
all
that. The
Hall of
system,
Fame.
there's no clear cut to where you could be like, this is who a Hall of Famer is. We don't know.
We need to redo all of them.
We don't know.
All of them.
So I guess the question should they be? And your answer
No.
is they should. Oh, okay, your answer neither or either or.
No. I want to get
Okay.
rid of half of the Hall of Fame people. No, it's become when I think of my Hall of Fame, I want to be able to be like opening a book and just get lost in translation. I'm not going to open a book and get lost in Tony Romo, bro. Like, oh, that was a cool
Correct.
story. Next, show me another player. Where's that Manning guy?
So we discussing Cam as a Hall of Fame. His numbers are similar to Romo's.
He said we bored. Why you gotta do us like that?
If Romo doesn't botch the field goal snap, he probably go to the Super Bowl since it's he also who they lost to win.
That's what I was saying. There's been so many things. It's the Dez Bryant catch. It's it's a certain amount of luck that goes to winning a championship. Right, that's what I said,
Yeah,
Jack. If you get an MVP, you're a
clearly
Hall of
ahead.
Famer.
Let's see. Let's bring up Jay Cutler just
That
to
see,
humor.
that's a great one. He's right there with Romo, Chicago Bear great.
Who Cutler?
The kind of
Cutler's
same
numbers:
in
100,
yeah.
153 games, 62% completion rate,
Oof.
35,133 yards receiving, passing, 227 yards, touchdowns, 160 interceptions, lifetime QB rate 85.3.
Jay Cutler made the NFC North great. Just to start this conversation.
23 comebacks, 28 game winning drives.
No. shouldn't be and will not be. But like I said, I don't know if we can say will because they let anybody in.
And a Super Bowl quarterback. He's a Super Bowl quarterback as well.
If we're not letting Philip Rivers in, then we can't let Cutler in.
Oh yeah, because Philip Rivers numbers them out past any of them. Was Philip? No, he wasn't a Super Bowl quarterback.
I don't think Philip ever even made it out the first round. Very unfortunate.
Jay Cutler, Super Bowl Cam, Super Bowl quarterback. Jay Cutler, Super Bowl quarterback. And we're not just talking. It's not one of those situations where we're talking about he was on a team that went to the Super Bowl. No, he was the starting quarterback. Each one of them was a starting quarterback for a Super Bowl team. Coach Uriah, of course, Jay Cutler is not a Hall of Famer. Chicago native has spoken. That sounds a little biased, sir, Coach.
Oh my
He
god!
got y'all to the Super Bowl. Y'all cannot hold that against him. Was that Jay Cutler's fault, or was he just outplayed?
I just
Uh,
love his face. His face needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Definitely. He just looked like he got that I'm always taking a dump face. And the thing that's ingrained in my head, like it's the only thing that just keeps replaying, is the playoff game where he just decided not to play, where he pulled the original James Harden, he's just riding the bike and just looking angry, like he got to go take a dump, as Aaron Rodgers takes Green Bay on to win.
I'm
Jay
looking. I
Cutler.
was just bringing to mind Joe Flacco. Is he? But Joe Flacco might be 181 games, 62% completions, 42,170 yards, a Super Bowl, 232 touchdowns, 147 interceptions. Uh, 84, 84 QB rating,
Mm, mm, mm.
19 comebacks, 25 winning drives. I want to look at Alex Smith right quick because I just want to put my mind to rest. I don't think Alex Smith did anything. 15-year career, 2020 comeback player, 3-time Pro Bowler, 63%, 35,650 yards passing, 199 touchdowns, 109 interceptions, uh, 86.9 QB rating. There's a lot of mediocreness in going on, Ryan. That's what I'm seeing. Romo
Yeah, I'm
Cutler.
I'm over here looking at all of the Hall of Fame quarterbacks, period, to see how much room we got up in this room.
Romo Cutler Cam doesn't even sound right when you compare to Brady, Breeze, and Manning. Which are we talking about? Peyton. Matter of fact, what about Eli? Is Eli guaranteed, Ron?
We gonna, you know how you got to look at Hall of Fame as like a history book. Are
Mm-hmm.
we gonna need to remember Tony Romo?
No,
Are we gonna need to remember Jay Cutler?
no.
Are we gonna need to remember Philip Rivers or Cam Newton? I feel like we got to remember Cam, especially
Cam.
his college
He
career.
was, yeah, because of that's the preface into it. Eli, like we just said,
We are
232 games,
absolutely gonna have to remember him beating Brady.
60 games, 60 completes, 57,000 yards passing, 366 touchdowns, 244 interceptions, and then of course a lifetime QB rating of um,
Something bad.
84.1.
Yeah, I can't believe you just read Eli's stats and not didn't throw up.
27 comeback
What
games.
was his touchdowns to interception ratio?
It's pretty bad. 366 to 244.
That's over. At least it's not like 1 to 1 almost exactly.
Yeah, because that's almost what Alex Smith was. Uh, so Eli is one that we can say who hasn't made it yet. We already know Drew Brees is going in. That's no reason even to look at his. Eli, it just those numbers say yes, in my opinion. So he's going to join his brother. So
So we got a total of 28 quarterbacks. Um,
In the Hall of
and
Fame.
and I have the pleasure of having him ranked. So Bob Waterfield is our 28th, and he's a Ram. I don't even know who this dude is because he played in 1951.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's the floor. We got the floor. He's number 28. Everybody else has to be at least better than him.
And you say his name was what?
Bob Waterfield, two-time NFL champion, two-time NFL leader in touchdown passes. That sounds a whole lot better than the guys that we're talking about. Sounds better than Cutler. Flacco. Does Flacco have any accolade outside of his Super Bowl?
Uh, no, I didn't see any. Bob Waterfield. Yes, you're correct, Ron. But see, I don't understand this. Why is Bob in? Maybe because of his error. So that's the because he was
I
like
s
he's
His
a
key
2-time Pro Bowl.
stats.
Yeah.
Yep, two-time champion and two-time leader in touchdown passes. So for
Mm-hmm.
2 years, he was that guy.
11,849 yards
That's the
passing,
floor. Dominance of
97
elect
TDs,
in
128
2 years.
interceptions.
You got to dominate the league for a minimum of 2 years.
10 comebacks, 9 game winning drives, 61%, 61.6 QB rating. I remember that statement. In this era, it's Brady, Breeze, and the Mannings. Those are the Hall of Fame QBs this time. Going to get my
Brady, ho, ho, Brady, Manning, and Brees. So what era? Like the 21st century? So all of the past 23 years. That's our only three. That's a bold statement. No, he's not. That's wild.
I offered what so I will have this is I offer wondered how did Shannon get in before Sterling?
Because Shannon won multiple Super Bowls and was a necessary piece to those Super Bowls. I don't know.
Sterling played 12 years. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All Pro. Career numbers 595 receptions, 8,134 yards, 65 touchdowns. Maybe that's why.
He got
60,
injured.
62% on his completion catch ratio. Maybe that's right, Ron. 8,000 yards.
8,000 yards.
Hell, Cole Beasley had 5,000 in 11 years. Well, okay, they're different. They're definitely different. But to say he
Does it
played
say how
12
many
years.
1,000 yard seasons he had?
Uh,
8,000 spread across. I feel like he would be,
he
but he
had
got
one,
injured.
two, three, four, five 1,000 yard seasons.
Yeah, that's middle of the
He said he was some good.
pack.
Aaron Rodgers would be a Hall of Famer, correct?
That's why I asked whoever said only Brady, Manning, and Breeze. I'm like, what era are you talking about, sir? Because
Best
Brett
receiver in
Favre
7
played in
years,
this
man.
era as well.
Most feared at the era outside of Rice. Sterling was that dude. Again, that's why I asked why did he not get in before his brother and still isn't in. Warren Moon. Is Warren Moon a Hall of Fame? Warren Moon's already in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Yeah, he is he's high on our quarterback list. 19.
Okay.
9-time Pro Bowler,
Neck injury,
offensive
Terrell
player.
Davis only had 2 good years, and he's a Hall of Famer. If Cal Johnson's in those numbers, validate Sterling.
But Terrell Davis dominated for his 2 years. Like he was the best running back. He's the reason why, Elway has those rings. I don't think we can say that about Sterling. Like that's what it was like. The floor for the quarterbacks was the dude at the 28th one. He dominated for 2 years.
If you
That's
win
the
the
floor.
MVP or a Super Bowl, you in the Hall of Fame. That's the only reason why Eli Manning's going to get in. Eli Manning's numbers are humongous. Like it's more than just that. The Super Bowl is the validation. Winning 2 Super Bowls, I think that's just a validating point. His numbers 60,000 yards on passing.
Eli, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes.
Mahomes already? You already
Oh,
crowning him?
he's dominated for 4 years. He's past the floor too. Matt
5 years.
Ryan is at like a year and a half of dominating. He doesn't have like the 2 year span. I don't. Matt Ryan doesn't get it. He doesn't. He doesn't surpass Bob Waterfield.
With a MVP? Matt Ryan has been
So
playing for 14 years. Four-time Pro Bowler, one-time All-Pro, 2016 MVP. Uh, 60,000 yards passing, 60,860 and going because he's still active. 175 interceptions, 372 touchdowns, and his lifetime currently his lifetime QB rating is a 94.
that's high.
He's looking like he might not be first ballot, but he can't be denied. He's look like one of those that can't be denied. But again, like you was just saying, Ron, that means Breeze likely is going to get in before him. He should because he retired before him, at least a year. So you looking at Breeze, got to get in before him. I think Phillip is going to get in at some point. I don't know if he gets in before him. Uh, Cutler is coming up on his ballot, but I don't foresee him as a first year balloter. Um, Cam is now in the same on the same lines as well, Cam hasn't retired yet, has he? So that we can't even say that about Cam. Phillip retired, right? He officially retired, correct?
Right.
Shit. Brady, we still got to think about Brady. He eats it up. He's a first time balloter.
I mean, now
Brady,
that he's divorced, he might be
Breeze.
playing till 50. What else is he gonna do, Trey?
Brady, Breeze, guaranteed to get in. Aaron Rodgers, once he's finished, he's guaranteed. We already solidified that. Most likely, um, Stafford is going to get in once he's finished.
If we
Uh,
go with Stafford, we got to throw Lamar in too. I just got to throw my guy's name in here. Then cool,
Big Ben, I forgot about him. Is Big Ben the first year balloter?
of course.
Ben, like it's so many people, so maybe some of these don't get in. I don't see where they give multiple quarterbacks on. I don't think
I'm
that's just happened yet. So a lot of these not in the same type of era.
I like how CBS, shout out to them, they did this list. You have to be better than Bob Waterfield's stat line. 2-time NFL champion, 2-time NFL leader in touchdown passes.
All right, Coach, I'll start with Cutler
Yeah, Jay Cutler don't got anything better than
appearing in Super Bowl.
yeah, just appearance in the Super Bowl. What happened with his stats? With Cam, we could do a lot of stats. Super Bowl runner up, MVP, leader in rushing touchdowns. Like the first ever, it's gonna be first ever to do that. First ever to do that. Um, yeah, it's gonna be lots of accolades. It's not just going to a championship. It's the accolades.
Yeah, so maybe they are, and then maybe Sterling finally gets in soon. But it's just too many play. It's too many players. It's just too many players, man.
So we gonna have to go to our wide receiver list because no, I don't know why are we putting Sterling
Sterling,
fourth in the Hall of Fame.
5 1,000 yard seasons,
I
five
don't want
out
to
of seven.
be. I don't want to be egregious. So y'all let me know if I'm wrong because Sterling was a little bit, before my time. But
Before we go to the wide receivers, it's not letting me add it.
Michael Vick, yes,
Yes,
Michael Vick is a Hall of Famer. Accolades, he's golly.
yeah, Michael Vick is definitely. Uh,
Cam is still not a Hall of Famer.
Michael Vick, 143 games, 56 completion percentage, 22,464 yards, 133 touchdowns, 88 interceptions. I don't know, Ryan. Those numbers don't seem too high.
For Cam?
Yeah, that's Vic's
Oh, Vick.
career
Slow it down, man.
80.4 QB, um, on his career. Of course, is the we talking about Vic, so we have to go to. Uh, he was a all AP Offensive Player of the Year twice. What else was this? AP MVP. The rest were personal best. Um, uh, yeah, that's why I say the Vic's rushing yards becomes a difference.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing here, Trey.
Yeah,
You're wasting precious time. Michael
yeah.
Vick is a Hall of Famer. What are you doing?
Let's see.
The Michael Vick era. Oh my God. You heard what I said, the Michael Vick era, Trey. Oh, oh.
14 years.
That was when football was at its best. 2000, I'll say 2000 to 2004. Oh, yeah, those was the best years. Jail derailed his career. Absolutely.
Vic is in, no question. If Cam is a Hall of Fame, Vic is a Hall of Fame.
I think it's,
You know what?
yeah,
Applewhite
yeah.
said a good point. He had a good point. Vic's numbers are nowhere where Tony Romo's. That is correct. But Vic was a polarizing figure in the NFL. I think Vic birthed a lot of people.
I can't believe you, Richard.
But like he was bringing up, like what Ron was making a valid point um, that Sterling he feels like is not a Hall of Famer. Um, are there other receivers that need to be in before Sterling that currently on the ballot? Andre Johnson's no.
That's what I'll be interested in seeing. Andre
Uh,
Johnson is somebody that got snubbed. Steve Smith got snubbed. Like, I know Steve Smith is in there over Sterling.
Reggie Wayne.
I would have left him out. Well, that was. Was it
Mar-
Marvin Harrison or was it Reggie Wayne? I feel like it was Marvin.
Marvin Harrison.
He's in.
Marvin Harrison just got in, correct?
Yeah.
Reggie Wayne, 6-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All Pro, Super Bowl champion, 1,070 receptions, 14,345 receiving yards, 82 touchdowns. Of course, there's a difference because he played longer than Sterling. Reggie Wayne played for 13 years. Wayne would be Reggie Wayne deserves a look. I mean, Peyton did have to throw to somebody. Who else is it? Like I said, Andre Johnson. Who else was there? Uh, his neck kept him from being the most dominant receiver. And again, like I said, Coach Wayne, like I said, I didn't when I seen that Sterling, I mean that Shannon made it before Sterling, I was like, oh, where does this come from? But uh, Steve Smith,
I was so mad when they let him
Antonio Brown,
in. Easily Hall of Fame. But he's going to be like the TL type of reasons why you're not getting in. And Antonio Brown's a Super Bowl champion, right? He won it with the
two
Bucks.
times, two
He won.
times,
What was
and
his?
it's, he
What
won
was his
with
first one?
Pittsburgh.
He did.
Yes, sir. Let me confirm. I could swear you won with Pittsburgh, or maybe I was speaking about. Let me
Yeah, I feel
see.
like he came in after that era. Wasn't Palomalo and them boys? That was their Super
Okay,
Bowl,
you're
right?
right. You're correct. Yeah, you're right. So 1-time Super Bowl. He came in after that. Yeah.
The disappointing that him and Big Ben and Le'Veon Bell didn't make it to a Super Bowl, but
Yeah,
the league
7-time
was
Pro Bowler,
deep.
4-time All Pro, 928 receiving yard receptions for 12,291 yards, 83 touchdowns.
We could probably go through all of the wide receiver Hall of Famers, and it's probably going to be only 10 people. The top 10 is what we're going to get stuck at when we talk about how many Antonio Brown is better than. But and he probably definitely needs to be in there because his Hall of Fame will be this is what CTE did. That's what probably should be on his Hall of Fame plaque. I can't find the wide receivers.
Top Hall of Fame wide receivers.
Yeah, ranking for them. See
Who's
who's
the
the bottom. Who's our cutoff?
if Antonio gets in, everyone should get in.
I like this list. Look, top 10 wide receivers that should be in the Hall of Fame. Um,
That is like yeah. So this is an interesting conversation.
okay, here goes our list. I like this one. Top
Okay.
10, real quick, wide receivers. Um, I'm gonna take. I don't know why they put Tyreek Hill on this list. Well, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know why they're on here. Andre Johnson,
Hmm.
Steve Smith, Anquan Bolden, Hines Ward, Jimmy Smith, Stanley Morgan, our very own Sterling Sharp, Cliff Branch.
Cliff got in this year, didn't he?
Cliff got in.
I think he got in this year. Let me see. I'll confirm. Go ahead. I'm listening.
The eldest, strongest Hall of Fame argument. I don't think Cliff should get in.
Yeah, Cliff
Um,
got in this year or last year. He just recently got in, but he's in.
and his only claim is he's second to Jerry Rice in playoff receptions and yards.
500 receiving yards, 500 receptions, 8,685 yards, 67 touchdowns career. 4-time Pro Bowler.
And he also did his damage in a harder era.
Minnesota.
Probably be
Which
fifty.
Minnesota quarterbacks on wide receivers are you talking about? Applewhite. Randy Moss is in. Carter's in. Who else is there left from
I guess he's
Minnesota?
talking about Jefferson.
Chris Carter is in already. Moss is in. Yeah, so Chris Carter's already in. Tony Hill. Where's Tony Hill? Hines Ward deserves this. I agree. Hines Ward does deserve it.
This
He's
this wide receiver listed that I'm looking at, it says Julio Jones. He's a Hall of Fame lock. Also, Matt Ryan is not a Hall of Famer, no matter how hard Atlanta Falcons fans try to pretend that he is. But this is a topic for another day. So even on the wide receiver rankings, they had to bring in the Matt Ryan, just
is
so we all
Julio
know.
is Julio a Hall of Famer? Do you think
He's the reason why we considering Matt Ryan. I didn't want to bring it up because I don't want I didn't
we
we
wouldn't
ain't
want
gonna do
to
that.
strike a
Yeah,
firestorm?
yeah, your
So
stats is your stats. I ain't gonna take away how you got him and what you did to get him. But Julio Jones is why Matt Ryan is in this conversation.
883 receptions, 13,406 receiving yards, 61 touchdowns.
I don't I don't even have to think about it or hear numbers. I just gotta hear Julio Jones. He
Applewhite does not
honestly
believe. Applewhite does not believe he should be a Hall of Famer.
why? Many reasons though.
They are, coach.
And I would put AB in before Julio. We already said that.
Yeah, AB has a touch. That's a Super Bowl.
Right.
Julio went to a Super Bowl. I guess if Matt Ryan again, like you said, if Matt Ryan is going no different from what's saying, if Charles Johnson got in, Megatron got in,
You
Stafford
know
still
what?
make it
You know what Julio is? He is a part of the wide receiver baton lineage. From like Jerry Rice passing it on to T.O. and Randy Moss, to them passing it on to Megatron. Megatron really passed it on to Julio. Like when we think about the 2012 to 18 era, what's the mold of what a wide receiver should be, the perfect product?
in.
Who comes to your mind before Julio? That's what I want my wide receiver to look like, act like, be like, everything. Bias.
61 TDs. 61 TDs, yes.
On and off the field matters too. Does it?
AB gets in. AB gets in. There's no way around that. Hell, like he was just saying, Randy Moss had a whole kidnapping, abduction charge. To,
Marvin
like,
Harrison,
like,
Ray Lewis.
yeah, like these cats get in. AB's getting in. AB's getting in. Now, how he acts when he gets in is going to be completely different. That's the thing
They
we
gon'
should be
they
worried
gonna make
about.
him wait though. They gonna make him wait. He gonna have to go through some ballots, just like they did Tio. I'm waiting for somebody to correct me on Sterling Sharp. I said Trey, is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know him,
Yeah,
but he
I
was
think
in the
I think
top 10 that should be in the waiting list.
I think that's a no one compares to Moss.
And they don't. But I'd rather have Megatron. Megatron or Randy Moss? Who you want, Trey?
Randy Moss. I
Oh,
just
you stuttered. You know, was it that easy?
it was that easy, man.
It was that
I,
easy. Moss over Megatron.
yeah, I just what did Megatron do? I still, for the life of me, I continue to look. What did Megatron
Made
do?
us talk about Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford was a gunslinger. This is one thing for me. This is what I always think about. Right? We sit up and like we just sit up and said, if we're talking about Matt Ryan going to the Hall of Fame, we have to talk about Julio go to it. I don't argue that. We talk about because if we're talking about Megatron got in, they would talk about Stafford. But one thing we can say is Matt Stafford wasn't injured that much. Megatron did have some seasons when he was injured. The numbers in which Stafford put up aren't all Megatrons. No different than the numbers that Matt Ryan put up aren't all Julio's. I just read Julio only has 8,000 yards receiving. We said that Mike Ryan has over 35,000 yards or something like that. That doesn't equate. So it was so it just I mean I think it solidifies the conversation to a degree. Is like, okay, this person is going to do it. Des Bryant Hall of Famer? I don't think so. I don't think he did anything. Randy Moss, 982 yards receiving. Of course, we already know he's a Hall of Famer. 15,292 yards, 982 yards receptions, 156 touchdowns.
I love
Uh,
this conversation. We're gonna have to do an episode reconstructing the Hall of Fame.
Julio is the Anthony Davis of the NFL. Injuries are taken away from what he was supposed to be.
I freaking
Applewhite.
love that. I freaking love that.
Dez Bryant is not. Let me get rid of Dez Bryant so that way we can get our picks
But you
for
don't
this
have to
tonight.
do that, Trey. You don't. We can talk about somebody so much more important.
That dude,
We gotta please the Cowboys fans. You know they run our networks. We gotta talk about the Cowboys. So let's do it.
537 receptions, 7,506 yards, 75 touchdowns in 10 years. Stop playing with me, Applewhite. Stop playing.
Oh, Ezekiel Elliott's a Hall of Famer too, man. Might as well throw Dak in there. Um,
Stop playing. Dez is nowhere close to T.O. Dez dominated what, Sauce? Come on, Sauce. Stop playing.
He compared Dez and T.O. Can I see
No, I
that
think so.
comment? Oh, okay. I was
Can
gonna
you
say
put
we
Dez
just gonna.
Bryant into? No, you cannot, Anthony. They're nowhere close. The numbers don't even. No, Dez is unfortunately is not. It's not going to happen with Sauce. No accolade. Oh, three-time Pro Bowler, one-time All-Time Pro.
We know who Dez Bryant was.
So we can't do that. Applewhite. He's not. It's unfortunate. He's not a Hall of Famer. He cannot. He would not go. Uh, so as we get closer to um, um, as we get closer
Winning.
to this, tonight, like I said, Denver. Let me get my trusty pen so I can record. We have Denver tonight, Thursday night football. Um, Denver versus Indianapolis Colts. As we said before, Taylor might be out. It hasn't been said whether he's going to be out or not, as he's coming off his injury, ankle sprain. Uh, we might not have Russell Wilson as he's dealing with a shoulder injury, um, as well as Devontae Williams is out for the Denver Broncos as he is due to have PCL, ACL, and LLC surgery. Ron,
Yes, sir.
Denver or Indianapolis tonight?
Oh, I got a pick. Oh, I guess we do picks. Um, this game stank. Yeah, this
uh,
might be the first week. I got to look at the college games, but I might not even the degenerate gambler might not even be betting no games this week. I don't like anything. Colts, Broncos. If I got a gun to my head, you sure you don't want to go first?
I think I am actually. I my first mindset was to go with Denver, but I don't think so. I'm going with Indy again. Indy let me down last week. I think Matty Ice and the crew helps me out and starts me off good this week um, with
So
Indianapolis getting the dub.
what I'm gonna do is outside of week one, the Bills played some team from Los Angeles. I don't know who and thrashed them.
Hmm.
They're the only away team that's won. Week two, Chiefs won at home Thursday night. Week three, Browns won at home Thursday night. Week
Hmm.
four, Bengals won at home. Week five, give me the Broncos to take care of the Matt Ryan S Colts. And Russ probably need to rebound after that loss they had
You know what I
last week.
realized, Ron? I have not gotten a single Monday night game correct.
Thursday,
Thursday night game correct. I see all the checks for you and Bishop, and then I see the X's for me.
that's because you know why. You was being Mr. Petty.
Cincinnati, I took Kansas City. I thought Los Angeles Rams were going to actually. I mean, the Chargers were going to take care of business. So KC, if we had picked the first Thursday night game, I would have chose the Rams. So I would have lost that too. Kansas City. I mean, y'all pick Kansas City. Y'all pick Cleveland. Y'all pick Cincinnati. Now I'm picking Denver. I mean, you're picking Denver. I'm picking Indianapolis to find out what Bishop's picking. Uh,
You can still change. You don't have to put your money on Matt Ryan.
Matty Ice.
Ah.
uh,
I can't believe they beat the Chiefs, man. That's
oh,
ridiculous.
the congregation never listens to the Trace pick. When in doubt, go with the home team. Denver is not winning anything. They are not a good team right now.
But they home on a short week. This is how Thursdays go. They both beat up, they both tired, and Denver got the advantage.
That's so petty, Anthony. Coach Wayne says Denver 24-20 at home.
I might bet on Denver tonight because I do like that the home team won three in a row.
Let's go, Indianapolis. Y'all got to bring me into this week. It's looking dismal in many ways, but one. Um, let me see. Yeah, I'm rocking with it. I'm staying with Denver. I think Matty Ice. Although we don't have
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor, although
Let's
Jonathan
do an
Taylor will
injury
not
check
be
in.
there, Jonathan Taylor may not be there. Ryan ducking his own shadow out here.
Tyquan Lewis, D tackle for Indianapolis Colts, out. Shaquille Leonard, linebacker, out.
Yeah,
Taylor,
he's been out
out.
all season.
Julian Blackman, safety, out. And Denver Broncos got a safety, guard, and linebacker that's out. I think the Colts is missing some key pieces, Trey. Well, they're both missing their running back. So this is going to be a.
It's
I
defense,
guess
the
they're
wide
going to.
receivers, the battle of the wide receivers. Michael Pittman needs you to stand up. Let's go Trojan. Uh, yeah. So I think we'll be in good standings. Um, I think the Colts I finally come back from obscurity like a phoenix and rise up out the ashes of Thursday night football picks and
They
get my
win this
first Thursday
game.
night
They win this game. They're first in their division. The Colts.
to
That's
the
crazy.
Colts
And they won 2-1. So this
field
is
goal
a
game.
field goal game. Yeah, there we go. I don't know with any of these two teams. I hate them both. I said the game stank.
So of course, that is our time for today. Of course, y'all know to catch us tomorrow as we go over the whole or all our picks for this upcoming week, uh, so we can get that down. Talk about college. Talk about top 25 in college. We can make some picks. NBA, the upcoming games. Go over the games from yesterday. Um, I think we have a guest tomorrow. I have to check and confirm and make sure if we do. Of course, I post it so we know, of course, who would be joining us tomorrow. Um, but a whole vibe for the most part. Uh, I think I come. I think I get out the negative this week, Brian. I think I get out the negative,
What's
and
your
I,
record?
I did have to make a correction. You did go 13-3 overall for last week in that week. 13-3.
Yep.
So currently, the Bishop's at 26-2, 22. You're at 30-18. I'm at 22-26.
So you have to go 4 over 500.
Yes. So I need 12 games. I need 12 games. I have to have a 12-4 record. A 12-4 record.
Well, if Bishop's not going to be here tomorrow, he's going to help not cloud your judgment. So I see it
He,
happening as well.
he doesn't. I mean, I want to have his picks anyway, so he's not going. But he doesn't. That doesn't
You going to
cloud my
have him in
judgment.
advance of the show?
No, no.
Okay, I was
I
about to say
don't know. I
great.
may. I
Go
may. I
first.
may. I might.
Yeah, he
It's
got
the first. It's the
since he ain't gonna
first.
be here, we're gonna do his picks first
so,
every game.
so if he's not here, yeah. So I still have to hit up and find out he's gonna be here. If not, I ask him for his picks, and then they can go ahead and run through, and then we'll know. So that way, to kind of see what's going on.
Send them picks, Bishop. We're gonna start the show with them.
So you know, what I'm
Great
saying.
show.
Yes, we greatly appreciate y'all checking in with us today. Anthony, Eric, Coach Wayne, Coach Uriah, Cornelius, Sauce. Who else did we have? Early Zach, you know what I'm saying, chipped in. LaStanton. We all appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, checking in, rocking with us this morning. Uh, Great conversation talk, of course, when we get into the NFL and Coach Meyer, Commissioner Myers, Kneef, all you know saying, appreciate y'all checking in. And for those who we didn't know, we know y'all watching. Any case, we appreciate y'all. Like I said, be here to tap in with us tomorrow. 09-1100 hours. We go do our usual thing. Y'all can sit up and be in. Of course, whatever other topics in which we come across. Let's go, Big Blue Record Clue. We got some people to show. We get Atlanta. We owe you. Houston. We owe you. Yeah, we coming for y'all. That's all I can say. New York. If y'all want to get in the way, we owe y'all too. Um,
I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Why are
the
you
World
coming for
Series.
all these?
The World,
Oh,
not World Series, but the playoffs, the MLB playoffs.
oh, okay.
Dodgers,
Now
Dodgers,
I'm caught
Dodger
up.
Nation. Yes,
Dodgers is coming for everybody.
yes, we owe some people.
Oh, that starts Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
Yes, sir.
Well, shout out Judge. He got the 62.
The AL, yeah, AL. single season record. Uh, but like I said, Ron, any last words before you get out of here, man?
My two teams play each other on Friday, the Phillies and the Cardinals.
Yes.
I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Shout out to the Phillies.
You know
Yeah,
what? Next week I gotta hit some people up because I want to sip. I'm starting beefs for next week because the Cowboys and the Eagles play. If the Cowboys win against the Rams this week and the Eagles win against the Cardinals, that sets up a pretty good game for Week 6. I'm gonna see what beef I can start.
I think they both win.
So should I already mark that down? That's what you're saying. You already giving your the Eagles and the Cowboys win this week.
You
That's
can book
saying
them.
that's big because you're saying the Cowboys are going to beat the Rams.
They are at home. It's a home game for them in LA. It's gonna be all navy blue. I can't wait for that game. We are coming off a loss, so don't book that one yet. I'm gonna sleep on it.
Okay.
I know
All
the
right,
Eagles is gonna win. In Cooper Rush, we trust.
you know what? I need Bishop to say the Eagles will want to win, just like he says that Oklahoma's going to win, and then we can see how that goes. So I can't wait because if he says the Eagles are going to win, so I might go the other way. I don't know.
The Eagles is gonna be 16-1, man.
Mm,
15-2. That Cowboys game is their second hardest game of their entire schedule. Green Bay, the Saints, and the Cowboys.
mm. They
That's
play in New Orleans or in
Those are home
Dallas.
games. Green Bay and New Orleans come to the Philly, and of course they play in Dallas one time. So
Oh, okay.
their toughest games is home games, Trey, and it's the Packers and the Saints. It's their toughest game. Whew. Whew.
Well, anyway, be sure to check us here tomorrow. Y'all know what time formation is. Be sure to fall in. This is Trey, Ron. We up out of here. Peace. See y'all. Enjoy y'all day.